Imagine a world where every shadow could hide a threat. Every glance could be the difference between life and death. Where the most dangerous enemies are invisible, and the people you trust the most might betray you. Tonight, you'll witness a story that few know. A story of courage, skill, and calculated risk. This is the untold journey of Lieutenant Ava Mercer, a woman underestimated at every turn, whose brilliance and resilience changed the course of a covert war, all while remaining in the shadows. By the end of this story, you'll understand. Heroes aren't always in the headlines. Sometimes, they're the ones nobody sees. Ava Mercer didn't start her career with fame or fanfare. Born to a military family, she grew up in the shadow of soldiers and strategists, constantly proving herself to people who didn't believe a woman could match their skill or tenacity. Where others relied on brute strength, Ava honed observation, precision, and patience. She spent years training in advanced tactics, cyber infiltration, intelligence analysis, close quarters combat, and survival under extreme conditions. Her colleagues often underestimated her. Some thought her calm demeanor indicated inexperience, but Ava had learned a valuable lesson early on. Quiet people often see what others miss. She thrived in the shadows, mastering the art of invisibility, not just physically, but strategically. The mission that awaited her would test every skill she had acquired, pushing her to the limits of endurance, intellect, and courage. The briefing room was dimly lit. Analysts projected live satellite imagery and schematics of a sprawling industrial complex on the walls. The rogue cell had smuggled critical intelligence, advanced weapon schematics, encryption codes, and sensitive operational data that could destabilize multiple nations if sold on the black market. This isn't a routine infiltration, the mission commander warned. This group has ties we've only begun to uncover. One misstep and this facility becomes a tomb. Or worse, the intelligence is gone. Ava absorbed every detail, asking precise questions about entry points, security routines, and potential weaknesses. While some colleagues doubted her readiness, Ava's meticulous nature made her the perfect candidate for a solo insertion. She would operate undetected. Ava spent days preparing for the mission. She mapped every inch of the target facility using satellite imagery, drone footage, and floor plans acquired from insiders. She assembled specialized tools, EMP devices, portable hacking gear, smoke canisters, and adaptive camouflage clothing. Her mental preparation was just as critical. Ava visualized every possible scenario: guards patrols, unexpected alarms, structural hazards, even weather changes that could affect her timing. She reviewed past intelligence leaks from the rogue cell, noting patterns and predictable behaviors. By the time night fell, Ava was ready, not just to survive, but to execute flawlessly. Under a moonless sky, Ava approached the facility. Its perimeter was lined with surveillance drones and motion sensors, each connected to a central AI security system. She moved like a shadow, crawling through tall grass, avoiding infrared scans, and using the environment to mask her heat signature. Inside, the facility was a maze of corridors, stairwells, and steel chambers. Guards patrolled methodically, unaware of the silent observer. Ava disabled cameras with precision, leaving no trace of tampering. Every door lock, keypad, and security panel was a puzzle she solved with calm efficiency. Time was critical. The longer she stayed inside, the higher the chance of discovery. Ava's mind worked at lightning speed, calculating escape routes, contingency plans, and alternative entry points simultaneously. Reaching the first security checkpoint, Ava encountered her first obstacle: 2 armed guards near a control terminal. Her presence unnoticed. She observed them, noting their patterns. Timing was everything. One wrong movement and she'd trigger an alarm. Using a combination of stealth and distraction, she manipulated a nearby electrical panel to emit a brief spark. The guards turned instinctively, giving Ava the opening to slip past. Her heart raced, but her breathing remained steady, controlled. Every moment demanded absolute precision. This was only the beginning. As she moved deeper, Ava reflected on what had brought her here. Years of relentless training, skepticism from peers, and the quiet drive to prove herself in a world that underestimated her. She remembered her father's words. It's not the size of the soldier that matters, it's the size of their mind. Her mind now became her greatest weapon, anticipating threats before they appeared, calculating risk and reward, and staying one step ahead of her adversaries. Finally, Ava reached the server room housing the stolen intelligence. Its door was fortified with biometric locks, multi-layer encryption, and an advanced security protocol. Drawing on prior reconnaissance, she bypassed each layer with precision, her fingers dancing over the keypad and interface panels. Inside, the data was more extensive than anticipated. Detailed blueprints, operational plans, and encrypted communication logs. Downloading the information required time that was rapidly running out. Then she heard it, footsteps approaching from behind. Two guards entered the corridor, unaware of Ava's presence. She had seconds to react. With a swift and silent maneuver, she incapacitated the first guard, using a pressure point technique that rendered him unconscious instantly. The second guard was about to raise an alarm, but Ava used a smoke canister to disorient him, moving like a phantom before he could react. The adrenaline surged, but Ava's mind remained focused. Panic was a luxury she could not afford. As she prepared to exit, Ava discovered an unexpected obstacle. The rogue cell had anticipated intrusion. Reinforcements were converging, and drones swept the corridors with lethal precision. Ava adapted immediately, using the building's ventilation shafts and maintenance corridors to evade detection. She improvised a series of diversions, triggering alarms in one sector to draw guards away and using hacked drones to create false movement in another. Each step demanded ingenuity, speed, and unwavering calm. At the facility's core, Ava encountered the rogue cell leader, a former operative whose skills rivaled her own. He was charismatic, ruthless, and calculating, assuming he held the advantage. They circled each other, exchanging sharp words and testing reactions. A hand-to-hand combat sequence erupted, but Ava used strategy over strength. She exploited his overconfidence, turning the environment to her favor, sliding across polished floors, using machinery as cover, and leveraging angles to outmaneuver him. Finally, she trapped him, securing the critical intelligence while leaving him alive to avoid escalation. The building was now on high alert. Ava navigated corridors, ventilation shafts, and underground passages, using every skill she had trained for. Smoke, EMPs, and calculated distractions became her tools for survival. Outside, her extraction team guided her via encrypted communications, their drones clearing a path for her exfiltration. Ava emerged into the night air, blending with shadows as the city skyline glittered beyond. Back at headquarters, Ava handed over the data. Analysts confirmed the gravity of her actions. The intelligence she recovered prevented a potential international catastrophe. Alliances remained intact, lives were saved, and the rogue cell's network was compromised. Yet the world remained unaware. Her heroism was known only to a handful of operatives and commanders. Ava had proven herself, not for recognition, but because she understood that true courage doesn't seek applause. In the days following the mission, Ava reflected on what it meant to be underestimated. Every doubt cast by colleagues, every challenge she faced, had shaped her into an operative capable of altering the course of events unseen. She understood now, more than ever, that her strength lay not in visibility, but in precision, patience, and the ability to anticipate the unseen. In the shadows, she was unstoppable. Lieutenant Ava Mercer's story reminds us that the world is shaped not only by those in the spotlight, but by those who operate silently, courageously, and without recognition. If you were captivated by her journey, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to uncover more untold stories that reveal the truth behind the shadows. Remember, the world's most remarkable heroes often go unnoticed, until now.